Good evening. Coming up tonight.
As flu season approaches quickly, one local hospital is moving to get you a vaccine quickly. Find out what you can do to get your shot.
And Gamecock women's soccer really has the ball rolling on a strong season. More on how they're going to keep the momentum.
And finally, we'll tell you why these students were cozying up outside.
All that and more tonight on SGTV Nightly News. Live from the Kennedy Greenhouse studio, this is SGTV Nightly News. Friday features the start of fall flu season, and local hospitals are pitching in to help you fight it. Prisma Health is giving free flu shots every Wednesday and Thursday in the month of October, including a few weekends. They'll be administered at various drive-through locations in Columbia, so be sure to hop in the car rather than to the hospital if you want the shot. Face coverings and shields will be required since we are fighting two viruses in one season, but you're asked to wear loose clothing that can easily be rolled up to assist with the vaccines.
The free flu shot drive-ins begin this Saturday at Lower Richland High School and Columbia International University from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m.
They continue next Wednesday at the Prisma Health Hospital in Richland from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m.
Next Saturday keeps the same time frame, but the drive-in moves to Dent Middle School and Sumter High School.
For more information on the flu shot schedule, you can visit palmettohealthchildrens.org.
3 earthquakes were confirmed in South Carolina on Monday, all within roughly 5 hours of each other.
Now, if you're scratching your head wondering how, that's because they were too small to actually cause any damage.
According to a report from the state newspaper, earthquakes registering under 2.5 magnitude often go unnoticed.
And with the first 2 earthquakes registering at a magnitude of 2.0 and 2.8 in Somerville County, there weren't many reports coming in the U.S. Geological Survey.
At least not until the 3rd earthquake hit Centerville County just 8 miles away with a 3.3 magnitude.
Now, before you start making any emergency earthquake plans, keep in mind that South Carolina averages between 6 and 10 earthquakes a year.
As of today, South Carolina has had a total of 13 earthquakes this year.
All right, let's go ahead and get a look at the latest developments for COVID-19 around the state and on campus.
In South Carolina, COVID cases have increased, but the rate of infection has slowed in the last week.
Today, 1,534 new cases were confirmed by SCDHEC in the state, adding to a total of about 685,360 cases.
Roughly 45 new confirmed deaths were also reported today, adding to the total 10,644 deaths, with 2 being probable deaths.
And moving closer to home, COVID cases have gone down. There were 6 new coronavirus cases reported recently, adding to a total of 87 for the campus. The percent positive for the community is at around 0.6%, down from about 1.5% when the dashboard was last updated.
As of right now, 66.2% of the Columbia campus is fully vaccinated against COVID-19, and the university's alert level remains at new normal.
In the fight to increase access to high-speed broadband internet, South Carolina is working on providing that access to rural residents of Lower Richland for the very first time.
The state has funded this initiative in collaboration with federal and private dollars, totaling at about $60 million just the past financial year.
Although South Carolina is still short of the $1.4 billion goal needed to expand services statewide, Director of South Carolina Broadband Office Jim Stritzinger noted that there hasn't been this much funding toward an infrastructure plan since the Great Depression.
Addressing the disparity of internet access among South Carolina residents is an issue that catapulted to the forefront of top concerns when COVID-19 forced schools and office closures nationwide.
And with the next round of federal relief funding still being decided, Tri-County Electric, the company working on expanding services to Lower Richland, plans to finish by 2022 with or without federal aid. And Josh, I think we, especially as students this past year, know how critical internet is for us, because it's what has been allowing us to do our daily school activities and just lead our daily lives, just like with these Lower Richland residents and just all residents, just nationwide.
You're absolutely right. I remember it's real easy to take internet access for granted. I remember, I think it was last Thursday, Thomas Cooper Wi-Fi went out.
Really?
You would have thought the world ended when that happened. I had assignments due by 5 p.m. and I couldn't get it done.
Oh my goodness, I would be so scared.
Yeah, so I empathize with the people here.
Yeah, exactly. All the more reason that people need to, just go ahead and have internet access because it's just so crucial.
Welcome back. Our very own Austin Nasser is here to give you the latest update on Gamecock women's soccer, who we hear is having quite the season. Austin?
Thanks, Josh. The South Carolina women's soccer team has continued to look strong on the pitch so far this season. The Gamecocks were able to improve their record to 8-2 on the year with a pair of big wins over SEC opponents this past week. Last Thursday, South Carolina defeated Vanderbilt at home with a 1-0 victory. Then on Sunday, the Gamecocks traveled to Lexington to take on Kentucky. And unlike Saturday on the gridiron, this time the Gamecocks were able to come out on top against the Wildcats with a 2-1 victory. Senior Jalissa Harris was named SEC Defensive Player of the Week for the Gamecocks as she helped to anchor a defense that only allowed 4 shots on goal across both matches. Harris also contributed on the offensive end, tallying her 3rd goal of the season as she headed home a corner kick against Kentucky. Now on a 3-game win streak, all against in-conference schools, the Gamecocks have made their way into the NCAA rankings as the number 25th ranked team. South Carolina will look to ride their momentum into this Friday as they play host to a tough opponent in the 13th ranked Auburn Tigers. The match kicks off at 7 p.m. at Stone Stadium and will be streamed live on the SEC Network Plus. Now that we're already 1/3 of the way through the college football season, I know, bummer, right? I guess time flies when you're having fun. Well, maybe not so much fun for Clemson fans so far this season. Anyways, getting back on track, if somebody would have said before the season that after 1 month, South Carolina and Clemson would both have the same record of 2-2, people would have thought that would be absurd. But the reality is, this just isn't the same Clemson team of years past. Not having the luxury of being able to rely on guys like Trevor Lawrence and Deshaun Watson has led to some unbelievable offensive struggles for the Tigers. Discounting their 49-3 victory over South Carolina State, Clemson has only put up 3, 14, and 21 points in their other 3 games, seemingly unheard of from the powerhouse teams of years past. Clemson simply can't seem to find any offensive rhythm so far this season. This past Saturday, NC State dominated time of possession, holding the ball for 42 minutes to Clemson's 18. Clemson was also held to a mere 214 yards of total offense in the loss. But that's enough ripping on the Tigers for now. After all, the Gamecocks haven't fared too much better so far this season. Clemson will get their chance to bounce back this weekend as they host a surprisingly undefeated Boston College team at 7:30 p.m. on the ACC network. That's all for Gamecock Sports. Back to you.
Thank you, Austin. Coming up, more on how the mind can be mesmerized and also why students decided to bundle in bunches on Davis Field. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, everyone. We have the latest on some exciting events coming very soon. I'm Callista Yost, along with my girl,
Brianna Lachey. Let's get started.
You are very excited to hear this story. You are very excited to hear this story. All right, that's enough. I'm a terrible hypnotist.
It's okay, but everyone has their talents. But if you want to get actually hypnotized, head out to Carolina Productions' Comedy Hypnosis show tomorrow at 8 p.m. in the Russell House Ballroom.
It will feature real-life hypnotist Eric Cand, but you could be the star of the show, as long as you volunteer to get hypnotized. That sounds so entertaining.
That sounds scary. Like no.
I'm just like scared to see what he will actually make people do, because I know I believe in like hypnotists and stuff like that. I'm excited to see
I
it.
do too. That's why I'm scared. Like, what if I just go to another dimension and never come back? Okay, I'm sorry.
I'll talk about it. I'm scared.
Well, guys, here at USC, we are pulling out our blankets and getting nice and cozy for fall. Yesterday, students gathered on Davis Field to watch the movie Zindagi Na Megilli Dobari. The admission fee was the perfect price of $0, and the weather was just right. And it was so beautiful seeing all the friends, and even some seniors were out there. They were really just enjoying the movie.
So cute and such perfect for fall weather. Love a price of free 99.
Yes,
we love it. We love it. All right, guys, speaking of free 99, this month is Hispanic Heritage Month, and you already know U of SC has to celebrate. There will be a Hispanic Heritage Month festival tomorrow on the Russell House patio from 4 to 7 p.m., complete with food, music, and fun. And the event is free to attend, so be there or be square. This sounds so fun, and I know that food's going to be amazing.
Oh, yes. I know it's going to be so much energy. I think everybody should come out, have a good time, something to do.
I know, and the Russell House patio is so central, so you can stop by right on your way to class.
Right, you can hear everything. Now, you may be wondering if there's any more events coming up later this week. Well, you're in luck.
Get ready to fly high. Gamecock Entertainment's Thursday After Dark event this week will be at the Altitude Trampoline Park starting at 8 p.m.
And shuttles will loop continuously at the Horseshoe starting at 6:30 p.m.
Get ready for dodgeball, trampolines, and more. This sounds like so much fun.
You know, I went to like a trampoline place. I can't remember like the name, but all I know is that I'm getting old. Like, I actually was getting really winded.
I will be honest, the last time I went to a trampoline park was when I was a nanny and I brought my kids there. They loved it. They loved it. I did not jump, however.
Yeah, they have a lot of energy that I just don't have.
Well, we'll be bringing it up soon.
Well, coming up, we know it's been a hot week and it's only Tuesday, but meteorologist Kaden Dinkins will let you know what weather you can look forward to this week for the rest of the week. Stay close.
Welcome back, Gamecocks. Brianna, you were right. It has been quite warm at the beginning of this week, and it is only Tuesday. But that'll stick around for about one more day with a high temperature of 90 on Wednesday. But those temp drops will drop down on Thursday with a sunny rest of the week and a clear and cool weekend ahead. Now this week, like I said, there's that higher temperature on Wednesday with a high of 90 degrees, but a low of 65 at night. It gets a bit cooler. And it is sunny this whole week. I feel like we haven't seen that in about 3 weeks or so. This is quite awesome. So on Thursday, that temperature drop begins with a temp drop of 2 degrees with a low of 64 and a high of 88. And then on Friday, we have a temp drop of 3 more degrees with a high of 85 and a low of 59. Once again, sunny. And then we move on to Saturday. It is another perfect game day, y'all, with a high of 85 and a low of 61. And then a sunny Sunday with a high of 87. It jumps up about 2 degrees, but then we have a low of 62. And then Monday, it drops down again to a high of 86 and a low of 59. Not super cool temperatures, but they are relatively dropping down as we move on. Now, right now here in Columbia, South Carolina, it is 81 degrees. We have perfectly clear skies. Hopefully you're able to get out there and see that sunset tonight at 7:16 p.m. with a local time of 7:24. And the winds are going southwest at 5 miles an hour. Not relatively high at all, but it does cool it down just a bit with a humidity of 55%, and it feels like 82 with that heat index only 1 degree above what it actually is. Have a great night, Carolina, but make sure you stay tuned for tonight's edition of Carolina K9s.
And finally tonight.
Tonight's Carolina K9 is Enzo. This picture was sent to us by Lauren Johnson.
Enzo is an almost 2-year-old Shih Tzu mix who loves all things peanut butter but has a fear of water.
This adorable pup is able to tell his parents, "I love you," and plans to be an avocado this Halloween. Well, Enzo, I know that I'm not your parent, but I love you too, even though we don't even know each other yet. But you know, Enzo is probably going to be the only avocado that I actually approve of. It's a hot take, but I'm not an avocado person.
I actually eat avocados every day. So take that.
I might have to start anchoring on another night of nightly news. I don't know.
Well, Enzo, if you're watching, teach me your ways, because I've been trying to grow a mustache for 2 years now.
Auntie just had to be photogenic. I mean, that picture was fantastic.
Yes.
Enzo also has a much better mustache than I could ever grow personally.
Or we could trade, one or the other, but I can't. This is as far as I go.
You've got some competition now, Josh, but that's all we have for tonight's edition of SGTV Nightly News.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at SGTV at UofSC.
And to keep up with all of our content, be sure to visit us online at sgtvonline.com. For SGTV Nightly News, I'm Finn Carlin.
And I'm Joshua Tekel. From all of us here at SGTV, have a great night, Carolina. Forever to be.